Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Navigating LA City Contracting Opportunities, presented by City Council Member Tim McOSker. We're going to go ahead and give attendees a few minutes to join, and we'll start promptly at 3:05. Good afternoon. Welcome. We're giving attendees a few minutes to join, and we'll start promptly at 3:05. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Navigating LA City Contracting Opportunities, presented by Councilmember Tim McOsker. My name is Mildred, and I'll be providing technical assistance throughout the webinar. So if you need anything or have any difficulties, please email me at mildred@imwis.com, and I'll go ahead and drop my email in the chat in just a second. So we have several presentations for you today. We have folks from the Port of LA. We have Sophia Cavalli from LAWA. We have LA County and LA City Public Works here joining us today, and the Department of Water and Power. And to welcome and introduce our honored guest, please help me in welcoming Lakeisha Bearden.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see that you're all trickling in. It's great to see all of you today. My name is Lakeisha Bearden. I am the Director of Program Development with Meriwether and Williams Insurance Services, a Hub International company. We administer the Contractor Development and Bonding Program on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, LA Metro, and the County of Los Angeles. So it's a a privilege to be able to administer these services to help small businesses really move the needle in their business. There's a lot of barriers that prevent small businesses from being able to have access into public contracting opportunities. And that's exactly what our program is here designed to do, to assist small businesses with accessing public works contracts by removing barriers that may prevent them from doing so. And we're hosting this on behalf of our Councilmember Tim McOSker. We're proud to be doing that on a basis that really helps identify upcoming opportunities within each of the city's departments, as well as our surrounding agencies as well. So before we get started, I know that your time is precious, and the objective really is to really identify opportunities for you to provide you with resources as well as understanding of why certification is an advantage to you and your business. But again, before we get started, I want to take a moment to introduce the council member. Councilmember Tim McOSker proudly represents the 15th Council District, known as the 1-5, encompassing the vibrant communities of Harbor City, Harbor Gateway, San Pedro, Watts, and Wilmington. Elected to the City Council in 2022, Tim has deep roots in San Pedro and brings over 3 decades of experience in government leadership dedicated to the harbor area and all of Los Angeles. He previously served as Chief of Staff and Chief Deputy City Attorney for former Los Angeles Mayor James Hahn, shaping policies that benefit the community. Most recently, Tim led as Chief Executive Officer of Atlas Sea, a nonprofit at the forefront of advancing scientific discovery and fostering collaboration in ocean sustainability and the blue economy, while driving job creation at the Port of Los Angeles. Tim's unwavering commitment to his community shines through as he fights for good jobs, better wages, clean air and water, affordable housing, effective solution for homelessness, safe neighborhoods, transparency, and local government, and a strong voice for residents in City Hall. He serves as chair of Personnel, Audits and Hiring Committee, Vice Chair of the Energy and Environment Committee, Vice Chair of the Trade, Travel, and Tourism Committee, and holds a position on the Budget and Finance Committee, all while leading with passion and purpose. Councilmember Tim McOSker was unable to join us today, but he has graciously shared a video to help inaugurate the event. Let us take a moment to watch.
Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to welcome you all today to Navigating LA City Contracting Opportunities. My name is Tim McOSker, and I proudly serve as the councilman of the 1-5, which includes the beloved communities of Watts, Harbor Gateway, Harbor City, Wilmington, and San Pedro. In my capacity as a council member, I am wholeheartedly devoted to providing a wide range of support services to small businesses owned by individuals from diverse backgrounds. My primary objective is to empower these entrepreneurs to not only survive but to flourish and to realize their utmost capabilities. I am thrilled to announce my collaboration with the Regional Contractor Development and Bonding Program, CDABP, for the outreach workshop on navigating LA City contracting opportunities. This workshop provides an excellent opportunity to come together and to gain knowledge about CDABP. The CDABP is a valuable resource that aims to support the growth of small and diverse contractors in the market. It offers a wide range of resources, technical assistance, and support with bonding capacity, which is often a challenge for small contractors. We are excited to inform you about the Contracting Financing Assistance Program, the CFAP, now available for those enrolled in the CDABP program. CFAP aims to benefit small contractors in local communities by providing financial aid to cover expenses during payment delays. This program has the potential to be a game changer for those in need of financial assistance. It is crucial to take advantage of the numerous benefits and resources the CD-ABP program offers. This program presents a fantastic opportunity to stay informed about the latest public contracting opportunities and learn how to leverage them effectively. Keep in mind that with persistence and the assistance of CD-ABP, you can maximize your potential and accomplish your objectives. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. As we convene for this workshop, let's collectively harness the power of inspiration and active involvement to pave the way for a brighter future for small contractors. I am truly thankful for your presence and your participation in today's session and eager to collaborate with each of you. Now, with that, let's turn back to our host.
We want to really thank the council member for those words. We do believe that empowerment and empowering small businesses is a cornerstone of what we do. And in order for you to maximize your participation, we have some resources for you. So Mildred, if you can go to the next slide. So just a little bit about what we do. We are by license a full service property and casualty firm. We recently were acquired by Hub International, which offers employee benefits, retirement, and personal line brokerage services as well. But what we're best known for is our contractor development and bonding programs that we have been administering since 1997. So we started in San Francisco, and then we moved to Los Angeles, and then our regional program was formed. Over the past 27, 28 years now, we've only had 2 contractors fail to complete a project. And we have a loss ratio of less than 0.1%. So that really does showcase that with the proper support and guidance, we are able to debunk the notion that small businesses are higher risk, but with the support and guidance of programs that enable contractors through access to capital, contract financing, or just mainly one-on-one coaching, that businesses are able to grow and flourish. We also have been able to provide contract-based financing for nearly $6 million in contracting. So we're really excited about our contract-based financing program. Next slide. So a little bit about the purpose and mission of our organization is really to reduce the barriers of bonding and access to capital by enabling greater participation of small and diverse businesses. And that's through what we call our 4 pillars of contractor development. That's assessment and technical assistance, our bonding and contract financing support, our education and training support, as well as our prime partnership program. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move forward through the program. Next slide. So what is bonding? A lot of you may or may not be familiar with bonding because maybe you're professional services, and this is something that's more catered to construction businesses. However, we have seen in the most recent years that bonding is being required on professional service contracts. We've seen it on security projects. We've seen it for IT services. So it really is something to be aware of, just in case it's something that may impact you and your business. Bonding, like access to capital, is something that you have to qualify for. It's not like insurance where you pay for the coverage. You actually have to be approved for the coverage within bonds. For example, bonding is required and is a federal mandated by law, which requires that any construction project over $100,000, you're required to bond. Bonding is a 3-party agreement with yourself being the principal. You have the obligee, whether that be the actual agency, City of Los Angeles, or your prime contractor that you're bidding to. and then you have the surety. So basically, a bond is saying if you fail the principal to complete a project, then the project still needs to move forward. And so therefore we need to have coverage of that project. So if you're not able to qualify for a certain threshold of a project, that's the reason why it's important that we provide businesses with supportive services that they need so that they continue to grow their capacity to bid on larger scale projects. It's also used oftentimes with prime contractors. They use it as a pre-qualification mechanism to verify whether or not the contractor has the ability to bond up to a particular amount, which is equivalent to whatever the scope of work is or the budget for that particular project. So it really is important to make sure that you understand bonding as a construction business, because it will impact you, especially if you have projects over 100,000. You'll see that local states have their uh, Little Miller Acts, which is basically indicating that the state itself can mandate the threshold if it's under 100,000. The city of Los Angeles can mandate for $50,000 projects that you have a bond for that. So again, working with our program, if you're not already enrolled, we can definitely work with you and identify a broker for you if you don't have a broker at this time. Next slide. So again, our program will identify a broker for you if you don't have a broker, but we're also willing to work with your own broker if you have one. Our programs are designed to increase your bonding capacity or help you with establishing your bonding capacity. We also have what we call is collateral support. So if you are required to bond on a project, we do offer collateral support for up to $250,000 or 40% of the contract value, not to exceed the 250. So the agency really is sharing in the risk with you with your business. They are really looking to engage more small businesses on their projects, and by doing that, they are enabling you to bid on projects, understanding that bonding can be a hurdle for small businesses. We also provide CPA cost subsidy for our contractors as well. So for example, if you're working with a lender or you're working with your CPA and they're asking that you provide a CPA prepared financial statements, if you're enrolled in the program, you will be able to utilize the $3,200 in CPA subsidy. And I didn't mention, but I want to make sure that I mention this, is that our services are at no cost to you. The services that are provided through our program are basically services that the city has and the Los Angeles County and Metro have said, we want to invest in these businesses. So we're taking up on that cost and allowing the services to be at no cost to our small businesses. We have our weekly bid opportunity, what we call our LA Contractor Weekly, which goes out on a weekly basis on Wednesday. And it really is designed to allow contractors to have visibility and access into upcoming opportunities, bid opportunities with various agencies, networking opportunities, training academies, our bidding and estimating training academy. We also have construction related topics that we teach on a monthly basis. So it really is that one-stop shop for you. So you don't have to go from portal to portal trying to identify what opportunities are out there available to you. You've had a busy day, and we know that you may be a one-man or one-woman shop, and just being able to have it centralized in one location, giving you access into what's coming up in the pipeline. Next slide, please. So once you enroll in the program, you will be assigned a dedicated account manager. And that account manager works as your business development manager. They will provide you with an assessment to get a better understanding of where you are with your business. They will also then kind of want to understand your long-term and short-term goals. We will then work with you to put together a work plan. And that work plan really is your roadmap, helping you navigate the space, navigate public contracting, understanding what type of certifications have reciprocity, understanding how to access portals, understanding how to respond to bid opportunities through various portals. Those are the types of things that the work plan will provide you with. If you need resources to a CPA, resources to an accountant, we'll really be able to dissect that and understand that through the assessment. Then we'll put together what we call a contractor profile. The profile really is a capability statement, but it has more of a visual aspect in terms of that marketing piece that you're will need to do as you continue to network and attend events and meet the prime events and a lot of the events that are going on in the local community. We also assist with certification and identifying, like I mentioned, what certifications you qualify for, what certifications have reciprocity. And reciprocity really is, the what agencies accept other certifications and what certifications aren't accepted with other agencies. So really clearly understanding that. We also provide bid review for you as your business. Now, we don't assist with uh, identifying numbers because you are the expert. We are expecting that you know your job, you know your craft. But we do understand there's a lot of documents that need to be submitted when you submit a bid, and that can be intimidating for some. So we do provide extra pair of eyes to kind of help you make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's, that certain documents have been signed, that you haven't missed any documents. So we'll work with you on that. If you are utilizing our collateral, we do expect to monitor that project. And so there is field support monitoring that we do provide to our contractors to ensure that not only that they're successful, but we also want to make sure that the collateral that was put up for them to have access into bidding on that opportunity, that it's returned back into the pool, because we want that those funds to be available for another contractor or even you if you win multiple projects through the program. We talked a little bit already about the monthly training. I want to just mention that our contract construction training academy is a 6-week, 5 to 6 week immersion training on bidding and estimating and contract award and management. We also have our safety, 30-hour OSHA safety training as well. So these trainings are really designed to create a space for businesses to network, to get an understanding and idea of various prime pre-qualification requirements. A lot of time, small businesses aren't able to have that one-on-one dialogue with prime contractors, especially during events. But the Training Academy really does allow for you to have that one-on-one guidance and conversations that are best, because people want to work with people that they know. So it's that great opportunity to really get to know some of these prime contractors and get to know your peers as well. Next slide. So our contract-based financing program, we're really excited about this program. It was piloted about 5 years or so in San Francisco, and then more recently was adopted about 2 years ago here in Los Angeles. And so the premise of this and the object is for contractors who have been awarded a contract to use that contract as collateral. This is to pay for it. As we know, contractors, businesses don't the payment cycle can be anywhere from 60, 90 to 120 days. So you're really expected to front a lot of the expenses in terms of payroll, in terms of mobilization. So this is really an opportunity to be able to identify what your cash flow and the contract financing assistance does help with identifying those gaps. It's a maximum of $250,000, and again, it needs to be a contract that has been awarded, and that this contract has to be with one of our participating agencies, the City of Los Angeles, LA Metro, or the County of Los Angeles. We do expect and it does help with boosting your overall credit, as well as we've already had about 5 or so businesses, about maybe 25% of our businesses thus far, graduate into consumer lending as well. A lot of people ask about the interest rate. The interest rate at the moment is about 9.5 plus prime, or fee, should I say. So it really is an alternative for you as you're looking to ramp up your business. We use third-party funds administration. So the funds are deposited into a trust account, and then the trust will pay out your subs. And so it really works for you to kind of take a look at your cash flow and making sure that those subs and your vendors are being paid on time. Next slide. So we talked a little bit about this, but we do attend our pre-bid meetings. We do contract review. There's a lot that we do in terms of really supporting the business to get to know the project, so that we can be of service to you. This is obviously something that is needed if you're taking advantage of the $250,000 or 40% of the contract value for collateral. We definitely have to be engaged and involved in those times. So you will see that we are doing contract review. We're reviewing your plans and spec. We're helping you identify potential risk, where we will provide a final review of the bid. And even if you are not awarded the bid opportunity, if you need for us to provide you with a post-bid debrief, we're available to do that as well. Next slide. So once you are awarded a project, we are involved in the project kickoff meeting. We will provide or expect for not only you as the principal, the contractor who's participating in the program, we do provide and expect that we're communicating on a monthly basis through our monthly status report. We're also communicating with the prime, whether that be, or the obligee, whether that be the prime or the agency itself. We do conduct site visits as well. And again, it really is a matter of us making sure that you're successful in completing your project opportunity. We will assist with change orders, and we do provide a lot of template documents to help you manage your project successfully. Next slide. So if you have any questions, I will be here until the end. Feel free to ask. But here is our contact information on the slide, and we look forward to all of you enrolling in our programming. Thank you for joining today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. So we've learned about bonding and why it's important, the technical assistance provided at the program, and even CFAP, which covers payment delays. So we strongly encourage you to sign up for the program, reach out. I've dropped my email there in the chat, and also all the folks who provide their contact information on the slides, please reach out to them as well for any questions that you may have. We will be providing all of the slides after the presentation, so you will have a copy of that. And again, please reach out with any questions. And before we move on to the rest of the presentations, we do have a story to share. This is Jacqueline Pruitt. She's CEO and president of Marvella Steel Placers. She is a contractor who signed up for the program and took advantage of all of the services that were provided. So let's go ahead and hear her story before we move on to our rest of our presentations.
My name is Jacqueline Pruitt. I'm president and CEO of Marvella Steel Placers. The program has been very instrumental in that providing seminars, workshops, and trainings in regards to bidding and estimating, how to get a bond, even what a bond was, why do you need a bond, and also contract review. Contract is very large and you have to pretty much have a lawyer look over it. But they've provided services to me to assist in going over the contract and getting a better understanding of what it is that I'm getting into. It's very important for the City of LA and Metro and other agencies to invest in this program and other programs like this. Although the program is free, it is very valuable to me in helping start my business and obtain bonding. I am very grateful for the services that have been provided and the care and support that were given by everybody at the program. I've had a wonderful experience with the Contractor Development and Bonding Program. I would suggest, I recommend, I refer everybody that I know that wants to start any type of business to this program because it has been very, very helpful and the growing and the development of my company. And I look forward to the days to come that we continue to grow and develop this company together. Had it not been for this program, I don't think that I would be as far along as I am today.
Wonderful. So that was Jacqueline Pruitt. And I think she really brings to life all of the benefits that the program offers. So please, again, go ahead and reach out and we will be happy to pair you with an account manager who will walk you through all of our services, walk you through, any of the upcoming events, and hopefully we can one day share your own success story in one of our workshops. So before we go on, one last thing, I'd like to go ahead and take a poll. And I'll go ahead and share it now, and I'll give the audience 30 seconds to respond. Awesome. Thank you to all who participated. So let's go ahead and get started with our presentations. We have the first presentation is by Angela Ragusa. She is a civil engineer with the Port of Los Angeles, and she is here this afternoon to share the upcoming construction opportunities in her department. Welcome, Angela.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, if you guys want to go to my slides, there we go. Like she said, my name is Angela Ragusa. I'm a civil engineer here at the Port of Los Angeles in our specification section. Next slide. As I'm not sure if you guys were going to discuss it or, but we are all pretty much aware of the ramp shutdown that's going to be happening between December and January. So we are not allowed to advertise anything in the next couple months. So we do have one project that's out to bid currently right now, which is the Berths 238, 239 Motems project, but we won't be opening bids until January. The rest of these 6 projects will not advertise till January and February 2025. We can go into the next slide. So the Berths 238, 239 Marine Oil Terminal Engineering and Maintenance Standards, or MOTEMs, at the PBF terminal is at Berths 238, 239, and it includes the demolition and removal of existing concrete loading and unloading platforms, catwalks, access ramps, mooring and berthing dolphins, and construction of the new loading and unloading platform, access ramp, 2 berthing dolphins, 4 landside mooring dolphins, catwalks, and installation of a new fender system. The construction cost estimate is approximately $35 million, and the project was advertised in October. The anticipated or tentative bid opening date is January 30th, 2025. Some other potential subcontracting opportunities include asbestos and lead assessment and abatement, earthwork excavation, marine construction, concrete, electrical, and demolition work. Next slide. The next project that we will be advertising in the new year is the Harbor Administration Building HVAC replacement. So this is the building that I'm currently in right now. Includes the heating, ventilation, air conditioning system replacement, consisting of all major components, including built-up air handling system, variable air volume boxes, refrigeration heat rejection systems, compressors, and evaporative condenser direct expansion system, building management control system, and a portion of the building ductwork. Project will also provide the necessary new chilled water system and replacement AC units for the critical 24/7 facilities and a new non-gas boiler plant. Approximate construction cost estimate is $14.1 million, and anticipating to advertise in January 2025. Next slide. So the next 2 projects are both our on-call projects. The first one is the 2025-2027 site improvements contract, which is a 2.5-year-long contract consisting of non-exclusive on-call general maintenance and site improvements throughout the San Pedro, Wilmington, and Terminal Island districts as directed by the engineer. Work and subcontracting opportunities include but are not limited to removal of pavement and other improvements, pipelines and substructures, earthwork, construction of fencing, parking barriers, traffic controls, construction of retaining walls, pavement markings, relocation of substructures and utilities, site clearing. Also includes trenching, backfilling, preparing soil, landscaping, planting, hardscaping, irrigation systems, site furnishings, plant establishment and maintenance, asbestos and lead abatement and assessment, hazardous waste cleanup, masonry, steelwork, storm drain, and striping and pavement markings. Construction cost estimate is approximately $15.3 million and is also anticipated to advertise in January 2025. Next slide. Thank you. Again, this is another one of our on-call contracts. It's the 2025-2027 Marine Improvements Contract. Consists of marine construction work to be performed on an on-call basis as determined and needed by the department, including wharf demolition and removal work, furnishing concrete piles, concrete pile removals, concrete pile driving, wharf repair, rubber marine fenders, dredging, riprap and quarry run work, shotcrete application, furnishing sheet steel piles and sheet steel pile driving, timber pile removals and furnishing and installation, including driving, timber wharf repair, timber pile wraps, polyurethane pressure grouting, wharf slope repair, earthwork, including geotextiles and geomembranes, excavating, characterizing, and disposing of contaminated and hazardous soil, trench excavation and backfill, asphalt, concrete, pavement, and other improvements. Other subcontracting opportunities include pile wrapping, storm drain demolition, hazardous waste disposal, fencing, diving, and trucking. Anticipated advertised date is also January of 2025 with a construction cost estimate of $21.6 million. Next slide, please. Okay, the Terminal Island Facilities Demolition and Improvements Project consists of 5 separate project sites, including demolition. Scope includes demolition of various steel, wood, and concrete warehouses, buildings, structures, and other miscellaneous items, in addition to lead and asbestos abatement and remediation. Work also includes the construction of a storm drain system, grading, paving, electrical system, disposal of hazardous waste, and fencing. Subcontracting opportunities include concrete and asphalt, concrete paving, electrical storm drain fencing, hazardous waste. The project is anticipated to advertise in February of 2025 with an approximate construction cost estimate of $19.6 million for all 5 projects. Next slide. The port-wide leak detection expansion program includes the reconstruction of the existing water backflow assemblies to install smart meters and gateway collectors at the China Shipping, Everglades, Cruise Terminal, Traypac, Phoenix, Maersk, and Pasha terminals. The anticipated advertised date is also February of 2025 with a construction cost estimate of $3.5 million. Subcontracting opportunities include demolition, mechanical plumbing, painting, and electrical. Okay, next slide and last one. The berths 167, 169 MOTEMs phase 2 at Shell Oil Terminal consists of replacing the current 2 berth structures with a single structure at berth 167 and demolishing the existing timber wharf and replacing the structure with a new concrete loading platform, construction of access trestle, mooring dolphins, steel catwalks. Other subcontracting opportunities include installation of steel pipe piles, chain link fencing, electrical system, and rubber fenders. Approximate construction cost estimate is $10 million and anticipated advertised date of late February 2025. Okay, next slide. So that concludes just the different projects that are going to be upcoming in the new year, including one that is currently out to bid. Our bid opportunities are posted on Planet Bids. We use that to do our electronic bidding. And then we have POLA CD bond for more contracting opportunities. And then on any questions on how to do business with the port, including RAMP, our SBE program, local business, that is a link as well to our website. And I believe that is my last slide. So thank you. This is my email and phone number if anybody has any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angela. And yes, we we do have to talk about RAMP. It will be shut down, as Angela mentioned, on December 9th and all the way through January 7th. So that's important to note because a lot of these opportunities, or all of them, are advertised on RAMP. And if you are interested and, of course, want to look for bid opportunities, that's one place you can do so, except those dates. So we'll send out the presentations along with a little note about the date so you can have that with you. But again, thank you, Angela, for your presentation and everything that's coming up. We really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So now we have LAWA. They are having a ton of transformations in the airport, as of course, I'm sure everyone has noticed. And we have here today Sophia, who's going to go through most of them, I believe, and different ways that your small business can be a part of that transformation at the airport. Welcome, Sophia.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. And before I begin, again, I want to thank Meriwether and Williams and the team for putting this all together, making this happen, and for all the partners that are here today, and for the small businesses that are taking the time to invest in themselves. So with that, next slide. So this is an exciting time for us here at the airport, at Los Angeles World Airports. And I'm sure a number of you over the past year or two have certainly ventured to LAX at some point, and you've seen the external transformation that's taking place. And we're very excited about that, and there's many opportunities to participate. And top of mind for us is not only what we're building, but how we're building. And that includes each and every one of you. So we're making sure that we are being mindful about how we're approaching our projects so that we can have maximum impact to include local businesses, local workers, and certainly to extend that benefit to the local community, by which we're making local students aware of opportunities and all the various pathways and career opportunities that exist within the industry. So with that, next slide. So I reside here within the development group under the capital improvement program, and we are focused, the impact economic team is very focused on inclusivity and workforce development. So this is what we're working towards on a daily basis, and that encapsulates many things. So we are looking at establishing specific standards for the airport for inclusivity and workforce. We're also partnering with other public agencies, so we're hoping to provide leadership in that area as well, leadership and inspiration. We're monitoring, we're making sure that businesses are paid promptly. And of course, we're looking to build strong partnerships with the small business community, industry partners, and the community at large. And one of the things that we do is certainly on our larger projects, we're making sure that we're going out to the marketplace months in advance. And our partner, Meriwether and Williams, is certainly a collaborator in that and supports us in doing so. We're also looking at what are the ways that we can develop our small business community. So we want to make sure we have this unique opportunity with these large projects, this massive inflection of economic power. We want to make sure that we are leveraging that so that we are growing the capacity of our small businesses. We're measuring that impact that gets reported all the way up to our board. And then we're also tracking local workers by hours and participation. And in doing all of this, we're making sure that we're incorporating best practices and applying that real time. So next slide. So when we look at our $30 billion capital improvement program, which is the largest and most complex program in the country, our opportunities are really falling under these 6 key areas. So we're developing different terminals and gates. We have our airport development program that's addressing our cargo complex, new roads and improvements. We also are launching our wayfinding program. And then under the landside access modernization program, 2 projects that I'm sure you've heard of, and certainly if you've been here at the airport recently, you're seeing the transformation that's taking place with the automated people mover system. The consolidated rent-a-car facility just last month opened up, so that's now moving forward as far as the opening and individuals and companies being able to start using that facility. Under our airfield and terminal modernization program, we're looking at new roads and the entrance into LAX, airfield enhancements, and then lastly, our LAX landscape program. Next slide, please. So as we're getting ready for the Olympics, we're looking at all of the different opportunities really falling under these 3 buckets. So we have an emphasis under the terminals, again, the landslide lamp projects, and then the airside taxiway and runway projects. So those are all predominantly falling under those 3 buckets. And next slide, please. So as we are looking to make extensive physical enhancements to the airport across all of our different programs that we just referenced, we're also pivoting internally, and we're looking at what can we do for internal transformation. Top of mind for us is being the owner of choice, and how we're doing that is we're taking on initiatives such as prompt payment. So we just recently launched our prompt payment app, so we're tracking how long does it take for us to process invoices, process payment. We know that that's critical for small businesses, and each of you, as you're doing business, that you have that capital, working cash, so that you can do what you need to do to pay your vendors and your workforce. We're partnering with industry, and we're looking at, again, our design and construction handbook. We've gotten quite a bit of input and feedback. We're very committed to continuing to get input from industry to how can we certainly streamline our processes and make them more efficient. Insurance requirements. This is again another area where we have been working extensively to remove barriers for small businesses, whether that's not requiring insurance until the time of issuement of a purchase order or work order, and then certainly under inclusivity and economic impact for small businesses, whether you're a micro business, whether you're a small business, we're looking at each individual opportunity and looking at how can we include that into our procurement process. So we're having our large general contractors looking at ways that they can include micro businesses. We have mentor protege programs. Again, another opportunity for small businesses to benefit while working on projects. We are also including internship and education programs. So as you are partnering with larger firms, just know that again, there's going to be opportunities for you to also participate in providing internships or certainly reaching out to schools. We have an extensive program now that we're continuing to grow and evolve. So that's important to us as we continue to build to the Olympics and be ready for the Olympics. We've also implemented a contractor assessment tool. So not only are we real-time assessing our industry partners in the areas of safety and quality, but also in inclusivity. So again, we want to make sure that for the commitments that they've made to utilize small businesses, to utilize local workers, that that impact is taking place. Next slide, please. So in the area of our local workforce, LAWA does have a project labor agreement in place for the utilization of local workers. So as you can see here to the right, we have over 90,000 workers that have currently participated on Los Angeles World Airport projects. We're very excited about that. To the left, if you see the number of hours, these are high-paying jobs, quality careers for the local community. And this is only going to continue to grow and expand as we're building out the airport. So we look forward to each and every one of you also participating on our projects and contributing to these numbers. Next slide. So again, under the economic impact team with our focus on inclusivity and workforce development, we're looking at including XBE participation, increasing that, removing any access to barriers, building out mentor protege programs. We're partnering with industry to make sure that, again, access to these opportunities are growing. We're partnering with industry on a number of different levels, whether it's having external events in the area of safety and other things that are important in the industry, and just efforts at large and capacity building. Again, our Hire LAX program is something that we are very proud of, making sure that we are providing individuals that might not otherwise have access to opportunities to participate in the industry and getting them ready for a pre-apprenticeship program. And then our local worker hiring initiatives. And then we've already mentioned internship opportunities for local youth. And then we're building out and will continue to build out our K through 12 STEM education opportunities in our partnering efforts with industry. Our next slide now covers the different contracting opportunities that are currently available. And so what I want to bring forward at this time is really a call out to you that should you want to contact any of our existing contractors that have been awarded contracts, please reach out to me and I can put you in contact with them. Also, I want to also mention that if you have not yet considered becoming certified as a disadvantaged business enterprise, please do so. Many of these programs that are projects that are listed here do have DBE goals set. The current landscape for DBE businesses currently isn't as large of a pool that is necessary, not only for the airport, but for many other public agencies building out. This is a massive opportunity for you to take advantage and avail yourself of those opportunities. There are many public entities here in Southern California that each are setting DBE goals on projects, and many times those goals are not met simply because there's just not enough DBE businesses to be able to perform that work. So I strongly encourage you to consider becoming DBE certified, and I can certainly assist you. I have some resources that I can provide for you, so please reach out to me. Next slide, please. And here is my contact information. So if you are interested in any of those project opportunities or becoming DBE certified, or if you would like assistance with other resources, please reach out to me. To the right there, the QR code, that is our network here, our network database at the development group. So as we are having opportunities externally facing with the community, with the industry, we'll make sure that you are aware of those opportunities before they happen. So I strongly encourage you as well to sign up and be part of our network, and looking forward to speaking with you. Thank you for your time, and I'll be available at the end to answer any questions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sophia. And thank you for providing your contact information. We'll go ahead and forward this to all of the attendees so that they can have that for their records. And please, again, reach out to Sophia, reach out to the Contractor Development and Bonding Program. Just reach out to anyone and we'll get you in touch with the folks that, that can help you and your business. So for our next speaker, we have Julie Fan. She is program manager at the one of the largest municipal public works agencies in the United States. So she is here to give us an insight into how to do business with LA County Public Works. Welcome, Julie.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mildred. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's presentation. Next slide, please. Next slide. Here at LA County Public Works, we are one of the 38 county departments. We design, we build, we maintain transportation and flood control infrastructure, and also provide municipal services to the county's incorporated areas, such as building, safety, waste management, sewer maintenance, traffic signals, and street lighting. Next slide, please. Before I tell you how to do business with Los Angeles County Public Works, there are a few steps that you will need to know in order to do business with LA County. The first step in doing so with LA County is becoming a county vendor. To become a county vendor, you want to make sure you go on to their doingbusiness.lacounty.gov website and register your business. My colleague will be dropping links to the websites that we go over this afternoon. Next slide, please. The next step is to certify your registered business. You can register the business for the county's preference programs, such as the local small business enterprise, disabled veteran business enterprise, social enterprise, or community business enterprise. The local small business enterprise preference program boosts contracting opportunities for small businesses in LA County. The disabled veteran business enterprise preference program is designed to enhance purchasing and contracting opportunities for businesses owned by disabled veterans. The social enterprise preference program was designed to increase contracting opportunities for enterprises whose primary purpose is to enhance LA County through economic, social, and environmental sustainability. The community-based business enterprise program includes designations such as women business enterprise, minority business enterprises, disabled business enterprises, and the LGBTQ-owned businesses. This program allows participating business to capitalize on opportunities in government and private sector procurement. These businesses will also be included in the county's CBE listing. Many county departments, public agencies, and private sectors, prime and subprime contractors use the CBE listing to meet its subcontracting goals. As a certified vendor, your business can potentially receive benefits such as a 15% bid price reduction and also prompt payment. Just as said earlier, the prompt payment will be able to assist your businesses in obtaining the money to continue on with your business as it grows. Next slide, please. Now that we have a better understanding on how to register and certify business, we can now talk about how to do business with LA County Public Works. Next slide. As stated before, here at LA County Public Works, we design, build, and maintain transportation, flood control infrastructure, and provide municipal services to the county's incorporated areas such as building safety, waste management, sewer maintenance, and traffic signals. But in order to provide these services, we do rely on vendors like yourself to provide essential goods and equipment. Next slide, please. The sheer number of activities and services we provide means we use a wide variety of contracts to help us deliver these services. We need small businesses who can provide the materials and services to enable us to deliver on all of our services. Services such as hauling trucks, dump trucks, janitorial services, and those listed below. But keep in mind, there's so much more than what's listed. Next slide, please. Now let's start contracting. All of Public Works contract opportunities are located on our Do Business with Public Works website. The website is indicated on the page at dobusinesswithpublicworks.com. Next slide, please. From the drop-down, you can filter your opportunities by building projects such as design build, infrastructure projects such as professional services, such as on-call testing services, purchasing opportunities, and anything that the county would need, or sundry services such as training or janitorial services. Next slide, please. Once you're on our Do Business with Public Works business opportunities page, you may also filter the status to the status on the drop-down to open, upcoming, close, awarded, and all. I would like to touch on the upcoming solicitations, which is a good time to view what is coming down in the Public Works pipeline. During that time, you can familiar yourself with the solicitations and prepare all the necessary documents. And you can also see when the solicitations are expected to release. But please keep in mind, this page is constantly being updated. At this time also, you can also sign up for our weekly newsletter that we send out. The weekly newsletter that we send out weekly provides you with upcoming opportunities as well. Next slide. Once you're able to locate the solicitation that is good for your business, click on the link on its link. It will then take you to create an account with Public Works. Please note you will need to become a registered vendor prior to creating your account. Upon creating your account, once you log in for the first time, the system will prompt you to enter your legal business name, how you do business, zip code, number of employees, and if your business is a certified business or CBE certified business. Next slide. Once you have completed your login process and you have clicked on the necessary solicitation, it'll take you to the project summary. There's a few details to keep an eye out when you're reviewing the project summary. You want to make sure that you find the proposal due date. You can also view all the documents you will have to submit by the date to be considered for a bid. Also on the project summary, you can see the contact information for your contract analyst. If you happen to have any questions regarding the solicitation, you can reach out directly to the analyst and they'll be able to answer your question. Always review all attached documentation. You want to make sure that you pay attention to all the close details on the project summary because you don't want to lose out on a bid just by missing a few key details. Next slide. Again, we do have a weekly email that was sent out to all of our subscribers. On the weekly emails, we not only have new opportunities that will be up, but also upcoming events and resources that can assist small businesses like yours in obtaining government contracting. Next slide. Now let's get you to start contracting with LA County Public Works. This is our QR code, but the link to our page is also provided. It will take you to our Do Business link tree, which will provide you also with the updates on new opportunities, how to register your business as a county vendor, how to certify your business as a LA County vendor, public works opportunities, and all upcoming events that will be posted. Okay. Next slide, please. Sorry. So that concludes me with LA County Public Works' presentation. I will be here for the Q&A session if you were to have any questions. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Julie, and thank you for that breakdown on how to go through the procurement portal, become a vendor. That is so important and very vital to know. So as she mentioned, they do have a newsletter that goes out with all of their bid opportunities, and CDAP also has the same similar service. So please reach out to anyone so you're always up to date and informed on the latest bid opportunities. And next up, we have Melissa. She is a Senior Management Analyst with the Department of Public Works, and she's here to talk about city certifications and why they're important for procurement opportunities. Welcome, Melissa. Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
So sorry. Like I said, thank you for having me, and I'm glad to be here. I know that you have heard certification mentioned a couple of times in the other presentations, so we're going to go over what the city offers, and I'll also throw in some information about some of the reciprocal and also recognized certifications that we have with other agencies. So go ahead to the next slide. So certifications are broken down generally into a couple of categories. The first one would be ownership-based certifications. So these are some of the more common ones: minority-owned, women-owned, disadvantaged businesses, airport concession disadvantaged business. I know the representative from LAWA mentioned these. And then also the disadvantaged business enterprise that's specific to LAWA. The main thing to know about ownership-based certifications is that the person that you are basing that ownership on has to have 51% ownership and also have the control of the business. So there's NICS codes assigned to these particular certifications, at least one during the review process. And so the person who is your minority or your woman owner would need to have whatever licenses or permits or education or resume to represent and fulfill that NICS code. There's more to it, obviously, but that is the main thing you have to have when you're considering whether or not you're eligible for one of these certifications. Next slide. The next section would be location-based certifications. So the city of Los Angeles has what we call the Local Business Preference Program. It is an umbrella term for 3 certifications: the local business enterprise, the local small business enterprise, and the local transitional employer. These particular certification types are very specific to the city. It's for anyone, will process for anyone within the county of Los Angeles. So if your business is based in the county, or if you have an office within the county where the majority of your employees work, there are a couple of ways to be eligible besides just the physical location of your headquarters. And with these, it's part of the preference program. When you bid on things, you can get a percentage, either financial or ratings wise, when it comes to the bidding process. If you're a small business, as a subcontractor, the prime can also receive some benefits by hiring subcontractors that are certified local businesses. So these you would apply through our rampla.org procurement site. Go ahead to the next one. So the next one would be recognition-based programs. So small businesses, these generally have to do with size or community. So small business enterprise, proprietary, small business enterprise, Los Angeles, emerging business enterprises, disabled veteran, LGBT. Most of these, looks like part of the slide might have gotten cut off. But most of these are, well, the disabled veteran and the LGBT, those are recognition certifications. We do not process those here in our office, but we do, if someone wants that on their RAMP account, all you would need to do is contact us. We would verify with that issuing agency that you have those certifications, and then we would add it to your RAMP account. Next slide. How to apply. So the DBE and the ACDBE, which were mentioned by LAWA, ACDBE is specific to airport concessions. So if you are, they were mostly talking about construction type projects, but if you're interested in having a sales, like a store or a counter or something in the airport, that would be a certification that you might be interested in. Those are actually federal programs. So you would go, if you're going to go through LA County, you would go through the lacity.diversitysoftware.com website to apply. If you're outside of Los Angeles County, you can go through the California UCP system, which is also written down there. The local business preference programs, the LBE, LSB, LTE, those are applied through rampla.org, our procurement site. And then the DVBE LAWA is also done through Ramp LA, and the LBE Harbor, which is local to harbor. The main difference between the LBE for the city and the LBE for harbor or one of the other proprietary departments usually has to do with the definition of local. So for the city, we only recognize the county. Harbor has a broader need, a wider range. So they actually recognize multiple counties outside of our own. So that's why there's two separate ones, even though we're kind of related entities. For now, the minority and the women business enterprise and the SBE propriety, the small business enterprise proprietary certifications, which are recognized by our proprietary departments, POLA, LAWA, and DWP. Those are still paper applications. You can print them out from our website, assemble your documents, and send them in. If you do not already have a Ramp LA website or account, I highly recommend you making one. That is where most of our bids and RFPs and other things go through, and that is how subcontractors are usually found by prime contractors. You get notifications based on NICS codes, you get newsletters, all of those sorts of things. Someone did mention the website is going down for some major overhauls from December 9th through actually January 9th. So if you haven't done it already, there's a limited amount of time left to do it before that closure, but you can do it again in the new year. So next slide. So that's pretty much the gist of certifications. There's a lot of paperwork involved, but a lot of times it's similar paperwork. So if you're eligible for multiple certifications, I would highly recommend getting everything together and starting the application process as soon as you can. If you have any questions, you can go to our website or email us at bca.certifications@lacity.org. And I too will be here for the Q&A.
Wonderful. Thank you, Melissa, so much. For providing that information on certifications. I know it's a lot to process, but we have folks like Melissa here for contractors who have more questions, folks at CDAP to again reach out. And so for our last speaker, we have Helen Lee. She is from the Supplier Diversity Office in the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Welcome, Helen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. Good afternoon, everyone. Looks like I'm the last speaker. Thank you to Meriwether for having us for this event, and also for this opportunity for us to be able to share, or for me to share with you about how you can do business with LADWP. So yeah, my name is Helen Lee. I'm a utility administrator with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. And I work in the Supplier Diversity Office. of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Next slide, please. So some of you may know LADWP is the largest municipal water and power utility. We are part of the city of Los Angeles. We serve over 4 million residents and businesses in the Los Angeles area. In 2023, we awarded over $1 billion in contracts for goods and services. Next slide, please. So here's what we buy. We buy all sorts of materials, equipment, public works, construction services, professional services such as consulting services, engineering services, IT services, and miscellaneous services could be repair services, maintenance of equipment, and other services. Next slide, please. And how we buy is because we are a public utility, we do have to competitively bid our solicitations. And we typically use two solicitation methods, as you can see: invitation for bid, short for IFB, and request for proposals for RFP. Invitation for bid is typically for materials where we award it to the lowest bidder, responsive and responsive bidder. And requests for proposals are typically used for professional services where there are evaluation criteria that are beyond more than cost. Next slide, please. So how you can participate. So, the other presenters have already talked about RAMP. We do post all of our bids on RAMP. So, do keep in mind our bids also will not be available through the December and January, the dates that were mentioned earlier. But we also have our own procurement website, which is, it is a bit of a mouthful, Electronic Request Solicit Procurement System, short for ERSP system. So that's our online procurement system where we post our bids, but the bids that get posted on there do go to RAMP. And you would need to register, even if you are registered on RAMP, you also need to register on ERSP. And here, once you register, it is a self-registration. You can add NICS codes to your vendor profile where you can get bid notifications. And once you register and log in, you can download bid documents and look at various information that you can look at for doing business with LADWP. Next slide, please. Oh, and you can take pictures of the QR codes that's on the screen if you'd like to go to those websites. Next. Okay, so our office administers a program. It's called the SBDVBE Participation Program. It's a small business enterprise, disabled veteran business enterprise participation program. It typically applies to contracts over $150,000 for services, construction, and rentals with operators. We set our office in conjunction with the contract administrators. We set specific mandatory SBE and or DVBE participation requirement as a percentage for the contract. And it is a pass or fail program. So for contracts that require this program, the primes are required to subcontract out the percentage, whatever that percentage is, to subcontract that out in order to pass this program. So even if you are responsive as a prime on all the other requirements of the bid, but if you don't pass this program, then you would become non-responsive. And the last bullet you see on the screen, that's just the overall annual goal that the department has. For SBE participation, we have a goal of 25%, and for DVBE, we have a 3% goal. But for each contract, the percentage may be lower or higher than 25. Next slide, please. Okay, so what you see on here are screenshots from our Supply Line newsletter. Supply Line newsletter, for those of you not familiar, is our quarterly newsletter that is published at the beginning of every quarter. And it is very good resource for the vendor community to look at the 18-month look ahead of upcoming contracts. And as you can see, it's kind of small on the screen, but you'll be able to see project title, the targeted advertised dates. What else can you see on here? It's so small, right? So you can see the dollar amount, the estimated dollar amount, and a brief description of the project that's coming up. And you can kind of gauge when this contract may be coming out, and just keep monitoring it either on that link that you go on there, or take a photo of that QR code, and just see it at the. If you don't see a project now, we just published one for October. So if you don't see it, we will be issuing another one in January. So, just keep checking at the beginning of every quarter. Next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few projects. We have a lot. If you do go to that link that we had just on the previous slide, you'll see that there are a lot of opportunities that are coming up, not just services, but also materials. But I'm going to go over some construction projects that are coming up in the next few months. The first one that you are seeing is the Western Trunk Line Phase 1. The contract estimate is about $70 million. The anticipated advertisement date is November of this year. This work is to replace approximately 20,000 feet of steel concrete with 54-inch, 36-inch welded steel pipe and some earthquake-resistant ductile iron pipes. And there may be some subcontracting work available, such as traffic control, trucking, but more information will be available once the bid is advertised. And hopefully this one goes out before the shutdown, but if not, it'll be probably postponed till when the ramp system comes back up. The next one you see is the La Kretz Hollywood Customer Service Center. It is the construction of the customer service center in La Kretz, Hollywood. Well, it's called La Kretz, but it's in Hollywood. The estimated contract amount is about $13.5 million. Anticipate to be advertised in January of 2025. This will be a construction of the service center. I believe they already have the design, but customer service center will have offices, conference rooms, even EV charging stations. And for potential subcontracting areas, maybe audiovisual services, IT services, security system services, and some electrical services, building related services. Okay, so the next project is the Haynes Unit 8 retrofit project that's coming up. It says December, depending on the ramp shutdown. These advertisement dates may vary. The cost estimate for this one is $160 million. This projects, the other two I didn't mention, those construction projects typically go out as IFBs, invitation for bid. This one will go out as a request for proposal. Sometimes the construction projects may go out as a request for proposal if the contract administrator wants to evaluate more than the price. Next slide, please. And the last one that you see is the Scattergood Generating Station Units 1 and 2 Modernization Project. This project is the largest one that I'm presenting today. It's $800 million. Anticipated to be advertised in January of next year. This will also be advertised as an RFP. This contract will be for the installation of green hydrogen-ready combined cycle and balance of plant equipment at the Scattergood Generating Station. Some of the subcontracting areas could be electrical services, geotechnical engineering, hauling services, electrical testing services, painting services, potholing, security, custodial services. As you can see, will potentially be a lot of subcontracting work areas. Next slide, please. Okay, so I encourage all of you to please not only register on ERSP and of course RAMP, but also check the supply line regularly for that 18-month look ahead. It's very, very useful information that you can find and just continue to monitor. If you have any questions regarding the SB DVB program that I went over earlier, or supplier diversity related questions, you're welcome to reach out to the email address that's on the screen and the phone number. It is monitored daily. And then also the Vendor Liaison Center is our, we call it VLC for short. And that's where we have staff helping vendors with registering, ERSP related questions, and procurement related questions. So we welcome you to reach out to us at any time if you have any questions. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you.
Awesome, Helen. Thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing these exciting opportunities with us and with our attendees. And I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, but we do have Q&A, and I know some of the speakers mentioned it, and I'm glad they did, because we do have the Q&A, and we've arrived now at this portion. So if any of the attendees have, if they have a question, please let us know by sending it via chat. And please address it to one of our speakers. I believe we have 5 speakers, and if they can turn on their camera so their name can pop up above all the other speakers that we have, the panelists that we have, that would be much appreciated. So with that, I'll go ahead and monitor the chat function and see if we have any folks with questions.
It looks like there's actually a chat function or a Q&A function that people are posting in.
Yes, so I've been responding to a lot of the questions in the Q&A function. There are a few questions that are just popped up that are specific to small and local business enterprise applications. So they seem really detailed, so we'll kind of refer them to the appropriate authorities. But for the most part, I think a lot of the other questions have been answered.
Perfect. So actually, Jane, would you like to moderate the Q&A since you're more familiar with the questions coming up and what the Q&A function?
Yes, I have been doing that, yes.
Perfect.
Should we answer, or if we see ones that are for us?
Let's see. I'll go ahead and moderate. Sorry about that. So we do have, I believe, Jim Hall, and he's asking, our business office resides in Cerritos. Do we need another office within the LA city limits? Hi, Jim. So do you have a specific person in mind to answer this question, or is this a general question for the CDAP program?
I think those are so specific that it might be best to just direct them to whatever certification department there is with the city.
So, I mean, I can answer it, but
Okay.
Oh, yes, please, Melissa.
that's
Thank
what I
you.
was saying. I'm like, I think those are for me. So the city of Los Angeles, for the local business preference program, there's 2 local business enterprise certifications. You can't apply for both of them. You apply for one. It's for anyone within the county. If your address happens to be within the city limits, then there's a box we check on your account. What happens is there's a slightly higher preference given to city-based businesses that are bidding on certain things. And I don't quote me, instead of like starting at 10, it starts at 12 or something along those lines. It's a slight increase in preference. And I believe it's only on contracts over a certain amount. So that's part of our BIP or BIZ program. You can look at our website for that. And then the other one I saw about a co-working space. I can respond to that one as well, about for the city of Los Angeles. The answer is probably not. Eligible Regis in general tends, even though they do long-term contracts, you have to look at the language of the agreement and look at the regulations online. There's usually something in there about tenants' rights. There's some legal language that we have in our rules and regulations that we specifically state is not eligible, and most Regis contracts that I have seen include that language. So it's not so much how long the contract is, but the language in the contract. So read the rules and regulations on our website and read the agreement that you have with your landlord, and you can make that decision yourself. You can always ask questions later.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Melissa. Next, we have Cesar Garcia, and he is asking, he's asking, how can we find out when job walks have been posted and when contracts have been awarded? He is with Topping Out Scheduling, and they specialize in construction scheduling. So I believe, Cesar, this one varies from portal to portal. And I'm not sure if, let's see, perhaps in RAMP, there is a specific function, and also in the Public Works portal, their own portal for their bid opportunities, there's also a specific function. So I'll go ahead and reach out to you, and we'll be able to pair you with an account manager who can walk you through each one and hopefully answer your question. Perfect. And I believe there's a second question from Cesar, and I think this one is for Sophia. He asks, as a third-party scheduling, we have created and reviewed construction schedules for LAWA in the past under the umbrella of other agencies. And I'm wondering how to do work directly with LAWA or other owners like Department of Public Works as their schedule reviewer.
So that's a great question. So that your scope of work we very recently last year went out for a number of multiple award task order contracts, and your scope would fall under that. So what I can do is you can send me an email and I'll give you the point of contacts for those contracts, and you can find out whether or not they would like to add you. The awarded successful proposers have the ability to have a bench and add to that bench. So there's a, it's a bit of a long shot because people have already made certain commitments, but if nothing else, you can make them aware that you're interested.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sophia. I believe that's all the time we have for questions. We do have a record of every question that was submitted, so we'll go ahead and reach out to folks who are asking, and we'll get them connected with the right person. Thank you again for participating, to all those who did, and to the speakers for staying on and answering questions. So before I believe this is the end, for I guess closing remarks, I'd like to bring up Lakeisha Bearden one more time.
Hello, thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here today, taking the time out for your business. And we understand that you, as being an entrepreneur, does take time away from your business, but we thank you for taking time to invest in your business today. So a special thank you to our council member, Tim McOSker, as well as the City of Los Angeles, the Port, Public Works, BWP, LAWA. We want to thank all of you for participating in today's event, and all of you small businesses out there really looking to pursue opportunities to grow your business. Thank you and good luck.